Have you ever found yourself forgetting why you walked into a room, struggling to recall a word that's right on the tip of your tongue? Or maybe you've noticed you're not as mentally sharp as you used to be, not in a worrying way, just enough to feel slightly off. Many people blame these moments on aging. They shrug and say, "That's just how it goes." But what if I told you it's not just age? What if there's something else, something you're eating, that could be subtly harming your brain? And here's the surprising part. It's not junk food. It's not soda. It's not fast food or candy. In fact, it's the very foods you've been told your whole life are healthy. That's right. Certain healthy foods can slowly damage your brain, your memory, your ability to focus, and even your mood. This isn't about fear. It's about awareness. Because most seniors, without knowing it, eat these foods regularly, thinking they're doing the right thing. And all the while, these foods may be causing tiny daily harm to the very organ that controls your personality, your movement, your clarity, your brain. The worst part? The damage is slow, quiet. It builds over time. You don't notice it after one meal. You notice it after 1 year, 5 years, a decade. That's when the brain fog gets worse. When names start slipping your mind, when focus becomes more difficult. And then it's much harder to reverse. That's why this video could be the most important one you'll watch this year. Because today, we're going to expose 3 healthy foods that many seniors eat often, believing they're helping themselves, when in reality, these foods could be speeding up brain aging, increasing your risk of memory loss, and slowly stealing your sharpness. If you care about keeping your brain clear, your thoughts strong, and your memories intact, then stay with me to the end, because what you're about to discover might be the wake-up call your brain needs. But before we begin, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. This is where we uncover what nobody else dares to say, especially when it comes to protecting your mind and body as you age. And if you're with me, let me know. Type 1 in the comments if you're ready to learn something new today, or 0 if you're still skeptical. Either way, you're welcome here. Now let's begin. The first food might shock you because it's been a symbol of health for decades. It's light. It's white. It's often recommended for weight loss, heart health, and even as a high-protein snack. But in reality, it may be one of the worst brain foods hiding in your fridge. Let's talk about yogurt. Yes, yogurt. The innocent, creamy, smooth snack you probably eat thinking you're making a good choice. But here's the truth. Not all yogurt is brain-friendly. In fact, most kinds are quietly harmful. First, let's look at sugar. Many popular yogurts, even those labeled low-fat or light, are packed with added sugars. Some have more sugar per serving than a candy bar. And what does sugar do to your brain? It causes inflammation. When your brain is inflamed, communication between your brain cells becomes slower, more sluggish. It's like trying to make a phone call through static. Over time, this inflammation wears down your memory, your reaction time, your ability to focus, and even your mood, anxiety, and depression. Both linked to diets high in added sugar, but that's not all. Even yogurts labeled no sugar added often contain artificial sweeteners like aspartame or sucralose. And while these don't raise blood sugar, studies suggest they may interfere with neurotransmitters in the brain, altering mood and possibly impairing memory over time. What's worse is that these chemicals can cross the blood-brain barrier. That means they can reach your brain cells directly. And once inside, they don't just sit quietly. They can interfere with your brain's natural chemistry, including the production of dopamine and serotonin, your feel-good hormones. Now let's talk about fat. For years, low-fat diets were all the rage. And low-fat yogurt became a daily staple. But our brains need fat. Good fat. Your brain is made up of nearly 60% fat, and without enough healthy fat, your brain cells literally shrink. Low-fat yogurts, which often remove the fat and replace it with sugars or gums, may leave you lacking the essential lipids your brain requires to stay healthy. That trade-off might be costing your mind more than you know. So what should you do? You don't have to give up yogurt entirely, but you must choose wisely. Avoid sweetened, flavored, low-fat versions. Go for plain, full-fat, organic Greek yogurt if you can. It contains healthy fats and probiotics without the sugar. Your brain needs nourishment, not chemicals disguised as health food. And now let's move on to the second surprising food, one that's praised in health magazines and fitness circles, but could be silently exhausting your mental energy. The second food is granola. Yes, granola. That crunchy golden cluster that appears in health bowls, breakfast recipes, and clean eating plans. But for seniors, granola can be a mental energy trap. At first glance, granola seems innocent. It's made from oats, right? Oats are healthy. They lower cholesterol. They help digestion. But here's the problem. Most granolas today are heavily processed, filled with sugars, oils, and additives that do far more harm than good. Let's break it down. Store-bought granolas often contain not just oats, but cane sugar, honey, maple syrup, rice syrup, dried fruits, chocolate chips, and vegetable oils. That mix is a blood sugar bomb. The sugars raise your glucose levels quickly, spiking your energy for a moment. But what comes next is the crash. And with every crash, your brain suffers. Mood dips, focus declines, irritability creeps in. You might even feel more anxious or mentally tired. Your brain doesn't like unstable energy. It prefers a slow, steady supply of fuel, not peaks and valleys. Unfortunately, granola creates that very instability. The sugar and refined carbohydrates create short-term highs and long-term fog. What's more, many granolas are roasted in oils like soybean or canola oil, cheap oils that are high in omega-6 fatty acids. When omega-6 is too high and omega-3 is too low, the brain becomes inflamed. This can lead to slower thinking, memory loss, and cognitive decline over time. There is another layer to this dried fruit. Many granolas include raisins, cranberries, or dates. These are concentrated sugar sources, and while they might seem natural, they act just like refined sugar in the body, especially in older adults who already process sugar less efficiently. These added sweeteners can accelerate mental fatigue and cloud clarity. So while that bowl of granola might look like a brain-boosting breakfast, it could be doing the opposite. If you love the crunch, consider making your own mix with raw oats, nuts, seeds, and a tiny bit of honey or cinnamon. Skip the commercial brands. Your brain needs fuel, not flames of inflammation. And now let's talk about the third and final food. This one is often called a smart food. Ironic because over time, it may reduce your ability to think clearly. The third food is fruit juice, orange juice, apple juice, even freshly squeezed varieties. Yes, juice. That innocent-looking drink that's often served at breakfast, offered in hospitals, and found in almost every fridge. Here's the truth. Juice is not the same as whole fruit. It lacks fiber. It's high in fructose, and it enters your bloodstream too fast. This rapid sugar spike damages blood vessels, increases brain inflammation, and leads to what many scientists call glycation, when sugar sticks to proteins and disrupts normal brain function. Think of it like rust. Sugar causes tiny amounts of oxidative stress, like mental rust, eating away at your memory. Juice also lacks the fiber found in whole fruits, and that fiber slows down sugar absorption, keeping your blood sugar and your brain more stable. Without it, juice becomes a fast-acting sugar delivery system, and again, this is especially dangerous as we age. Older brains are more vulnerable to damage from high sugar, even natural sugar, even from juice. What about the vitamin C? What about antioxidants? It's true that some juice contains vitamins, but the cost may outweigh the benefit, especially when those nutrients can be found in whole fruit, vegetables, or supplements without the blood sugar roller coaster. One glass of juice can contain as much sugar as a soda, and yet people still believe it's a healthy choice. For your brain, it's anything but. So what should you drink instead? Water, herbal teas, or infused water with lemon or mint. If you miss the sweetness, eat the fruit whole. Chew it. Let the fiber do its job. Your brain will thank you. You'll feel more stable, sharper, more clear. These small changes build up, and they matter, especially now. Because here's the bottom line. The foods we eat every day either support our brains or chip away at them. It's not always about what we're missing. Sometimes it's what we've been doing all along, thinking it was right, when in fact it's slowly wearing us down. Yogurt, granola, juice, all praised as healthy, all potentially harmful to an aging brain. You don't need to live in fear. You don't need to avoid every comfort food. But you do need to be aware. And now you are. Now you know. The next step is yours. If this video helped you, leave a +1 in the comments. If you want more content like this, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. We've got much more to uncover, and your brain is worth protecting.